In psychology, there's a commonly used term when someone believes that they have control over their life, the internal locus of control. Conversely, the person who believes that they don't have control of their life has an external locus of control. They believe that some third party has control over their life and they're merely watching a movie. The question that I've been thinking about recently is which one's correct? Do we really have as much control as we think? Or from the moment we're born, are we predisposed to a certain destiny? Since the answer is by no means clear-cut, I decided to ask some of my friends their opinions to come a bit closer to the solution.
Destiny? Not really, no. I think that every decision you make changes your life. So I don't think there's like one destiny or fate that you're gonna experience at the end of it all. Maybe self-doubt. Sometimes I think that I don't know, I convinced myself I couldn't do some things, but you just have to push past that. If you have the resources to do something, you should try to do it.
Do I feel like I have control? Personally, yeah. I think I do. Obviously, I kind of personally think of control as like a resource like time or money. There's this thing of like, I think we would all agree that we sometimes feel as if we don't have control. And if you can feel like you don't have control, that certainly means that we have some quantity of control which we can have, right? And so I think we all want more control, right? But, we do have some sense of control of something. Life is all about, really with time or money, is like how much control do you have? And I feel like I have like a comfortable amount of control over my life. The truth of the matter is there's probably a limited amount of control as like a resource on this earth, right? So if someone else has a lot more control over the world and the environment and and nature itself has its share of control as well, right? And someone might have more control than me, and that causes me to have less. So that sometimes can be it, and sometimes that control is very literal in money. Like I don't have enough money to have as much as control, and that's okay. That's not a bad thing. That's not a terrible thing, but that sometimes leads you to have a little bit of a lack of control. Why do you do what others tell you? Oftentimes it's out of love and respect, like whether it's a partner or your parents, right? By no means do you have to listen to them, ever. Truly, nobody does. Maybe they might not give you a resource or give you an affection that you want, right? But you never need to not listen to anybody. But you choose to because you respect them, and sometimes they ask you to do things that are for your greater good, or you love and respect somebody, and that means sometimes you give them some of the control you might have out of respect and out of love, and I think that can be a good thing. I think that can be a beautiful thing. So I personally do what others tell me because I love them, or I think they might have a good perspective that I might not have, and I value their opinion and their intelligence. So
I would say I succumb to societal pressures a lot. Like I was kind of mentioning with going to college and stuff. I feel like if I lived somewhere else, I could have completely different viewpoints. And I like to believe that those are my choices to follow those societal kind of concepts. But I feel like, yeah, if I was raised in, I don't know, a town where it wasn't really a big thing to, get higher education, I might be going into like the trades or something like that. It definitely depends on, I guess, where you live, but I feel like you kind of have a choice. But the environment that you're surrounded by can very much affect that. I would say with college and kind of pursuing that higher education, a lot of that pressure, I guess, kind of comes from fear of my future. I'm kind of told that college will, make you money, that if you don't go to college, you're not going to have, a job, you're going to be homeless. And I feel like that kind of fear of not getting like a degree and being stuck in unemployment, I guess, kind of scares me for my future. And I want to take that safe route, which I guess is very much pressured onto me by society. But I feel like now there's a lot less pressure about that. I feel like the kind of stigma around going to college and needing college and a degree to have a good future is kind of going away, and you see more people, especially with social media and kind of new technology, being able to pursue high-paying careers without having any secondary or higher education. And I feel the option to not pursue college is definitely becoming more popular, and I feel like that's great for a lot of people. I would say kind of taking control of my life and pursuing what I want kind of comes down to a lot of the pressure that's put onto me by not only like parents but teachers. And like I was kind of mentioning before, that fear of the future and not knowing, what's going to happen, and thinking I need this degree or I need this experience to be able to go further. Stepping outside of my comfort zone and dropping everything it's a really scary thought, and I feel like I'm not ready to kind of scrap what I've built yet. I guess it's a fear of change is what makes me scared of pursuing and kind of changing the course I'm on right now, even though I may want to. I'd love to go to Colorado and like just ski, climb rocks, and hike. That'd be the dream, but it kind of terrifies me that if I do that, 30 years later I'll regret it, and that's kind of my scary thought, and that's what keeps me kind of on the track I am right now. But I feel like if I really wanted to, I could hopefully change that, and it's not set in stone.